Okay. Hello everyone. Namaste. Welcome back. Thank you so much for taking time to join. And today we have another guest, Bose sir from Los Angeles. He's with us to share his wisdom today. Thank you, Bose sir, for joining us and sharing your wisdom. Yeah, please do share with us your journey and the wisdom for the meditators.
Thank you, Satya Garu. Yeah. Can you enable my sharing, please? So before I tell anything about myself, one of my friend, Srinivas Sankareddy, he asked me, uh, the Raman Maharshi question, like, um, who are you? When I ask myself, who am I? The answer is, I, I got immediately as I am nobody. And literally, when I think about myself, I has no body, right? What am I? Is it my identity, my name? It's not, the identity was given by my parents, right? Is this body, body hosts the I, but not it. It's not the head, neither the brain. It's close to mind. I think, therefore I am. So it's close to thoughts, but that's still in the physical world. The I is more connected to the body. But if these thoughts are, more mindful, like what am I thinking? Why am I thinking? That is awareness, right? I'm aware of myself and my thoughts. I'm mindful of my thoughts. So when we are, more and more aware of what we are doing, and we have some control of our thoughts and all, that's consciousness. So with the consciousness, I'll do the right thing. I'll say the right thing. I will speak when I need to speak. I don't speak unnecessarily. So that's consciousness. But still, consciousness is in the physical realm. Conscious needs the body, right? If you take the body out of our consciousness, that is the soul and spirit. So the consciousness, soul, and spirit, these are all similar things at different level. When somebody says spirituality, a lot of people think it's be out of this world, but it's the for me, soul and spirits, these are all the same thing. So whenever somebody asks, I say nobody. I'm nobody. I'm temporary. I'm here very temporarily for whatever 50 or 70 or 100 years, but after that, as if I never exist, right? The time is so endless and infinity, eternity. So in that means I am nobody. So anyway, so going back to the meditation, right? Meditation helps in so many different ways. Health, sleep, creativity, stress lowering, reduced fear, manifestation, and all. But today I'm going to talk a little bit of health benefits that I learned from meditation. So um, the health we get, unhealthy by eating bad foods and because of the external factors like virus, and we can have genetic factors. But the major factor is our mind. 70 to 80% of the people go to physician these days because of stress. So most of our ailments are due to our mind. So, and this is something in our hand to control and avoid all these illnesses. So if you have any friends or family who has some kind of ailment, dig through and see what's the background of it, and most of the times these are preventable and curable, even curable also. So if you look at the body, body is one of the greatest biochemical factory. How we take some rice or vegetables and how it becomes energy and let the body going. Doesn't different systems are working, controlling all these things. This is amazing system. It's like a temple. It's like a chemical factory. Anything goes this way, that way. You can imagine what will happen to our body. So why do we have all this body chemistry changing? Why what are we doing? What are we thinking, right? So generally, what I realized is when I was in the working world after my college, I realized that for a couple of decades until I became introduced to meditation, I realized that I'm living either in the past or the future, right? I'm angry and I feel guilt for not doing things for my parents or family or friends, disappointments from expectations like, from spouses, not buying some stocks or houses, regrets, the lack, the envy, the pride and all those things, right? I'm living in the past, or I'm continuously thinking in the future. Okay, fear of failure or fear of death, fear of losing status quo, the anxiety and uncertainty, stress, trying to impress others all the time, the peer pressure, fear of becoming shame, right? So with those continuous thoughts, my sleep was very regular, and due to years and years of sleeplessness, insomnia, I developed a little bit of throat itchiness and dry cough, and tiredness in the office, not able to work. And because of all these anxieties and fear of failures, fear of saying something wrong or peer pressures, not able to speak in front of my boss or my peers. So all these things combining, I develop a lot of, insomnia, and because of the tiredness and all. So, how do we reduce this? What is the meditation being? What is the it means to be more peaceful, right? So instead of living in the past, like we are angry on some person, so we need to come to the now. We have to enjoy the present, because the only thing that can happen for us is continuous presence. So this endless presence, right? Endless now. There is never a past, never a future, right? It's always now. Even when you think in the past, it happened in the now sometime back. So we have to slowly move from the past by forgiving people, by forgiving ourselves, by preparing and not thinking what will happen in the future, and slowly come from past to the future. I mean, past to now, right? And being somebody, always we carry that weight of keeping our ego satisfied, right? As a somebody, I need to say everybody should think Bose is a great guy. Bose is driving a great car. He's living in a big house, or whatever that comes with that weight, right? Somebody. So from somebody we become nobody. That means you have nothing to lose. Nobody. If somebody says something on your face, you forgive them and you forgive yourself. You just walk out of that thing. So from something like this body and all, so we become nothing. So just pure consciousness, right? So when you're pure consciousness, that joy of being, the life is so precious, right? what is the odds of me born and talking to you, in this eternity. My parents has to meet, their parents has to meet, their parents has to meet. So, at the right time, right thing, they should get married. So, think about that. The chances of me being born and here now talking to you, so, probability is so zero. I should appreciate that life that was given to me, and I should feel that joy of being, right? Pure consciousness. Once you are, it goes into this pure consciousness, and you don't have attachment to anything, and you start loving everything around you because you have the joy of being. You will see everything as is, and you love everything as is. You love what you see, whom you see next to you, or in the far, or in different country. You will love whatever you even don't see, right? There's the space which is nothing. Let us, have a presence in the space, right? Earth is in no thing. Without that no space, Earth cannot survive. So you will see that infinity, and you'll love that, and you'll and other dimension is surrendering, right? If I am driving, and somehow my car gave a trouble, and by the time I reached to airport, the flight left, right? And I had to wait one day in the airport. So at that time, surrender, right? That happened already. You cannot go back and say, I should not have brought the car. I should have, taken Uber. So it doesn't matter. So at the time you miss the flight, surrender, accept that, and move on. What's the next step, right? Surrender doesn't mean that giving up. Surrender means you accept now as is, and take the decision whatever you want to do next. But you cannot think past, and um, regret things and things. That's what surrender is. Taking the now as is, whatever you see around as is, no judgment of others, right? So, in other words, surrender is non resistance to the now, right? Then, when you are in that mode and you are not in the past and in the future, your creativity goes up, right? You are in a pure, in the now, and you can be very creative at that time. And you can, if you are in the meeting and you put attention to the what others are saying rather than what you should say after they saying it. So you're not thinking what you should say in the future. You pay the attention, you listen, and you listen to your partner or your parents and your friends. You can improve the relationships. So the meditation, how it helps, right? Meditation is induces the awareness, right? The be aware of your own thoughts. Hey, what am I thinking? What decision am I making? What am I saying? Before you say, you will think about that. You won't say the bad things. You won't take bad actions. You won't become anger. So you won't feel sorry. You won't feel the loss. You won't feel proud. You won't feel shame. So that awareness comes from meditation and understanding ourselves, right? And then keep on doing the meditation reinforces whatever we learned, and takes us back, because in the current Western world, what we go through, every day we come across so many things. You look at the news, and because of the war, all your money in the stocks, it goes down, and that introduces you the regret, anger on some people, right? So again, meditation reinforces the taking things as is, right? You can take better judgment and sell your stocks when it's the right time or whatever, but meditation gives you that stability and more calmness, right? It reinforces your awarenesses and your consciousness. And how you meditate, you can focus on breath, anapanasati. It's a great way of bringing back yourself into the now, into the body. and observe your thoughts while you're doing meditation. So as soon as you observe thoughts will dissolve, right? And do some guided meditation, like scanning your body. And when you are on the beach, just don't think anything. Just see and listen the sounds and see the beautiful things without any judgment, and accept it. So that's a meditative state, right? And then endless nothing, you can start feeling this endless nothing, the deep space, the darkness, right? The more you feel, you become more nobody, nothing, and in the now. Body scanning is one of the great thing. And feeling here and now, repeat yourself, here and now, here and now, right? So that way you bring back yourself to where you are, whether you are enjoying food or spending time with your kids or walking, looking around, all those. So going back to the health, what happens, our body is a collective organism, right? The billions of cells makes our organism, and each cell acts independently. Each cell has its own way of dealing things. Um, you know, uh, it generally does its own thing if it doesn't have no interference, right? Our thoughts can interfere into this organism. When you see, when you smell nice curry or nice burger or something, when you're walking, you can see that those cells activate uh, for that smell, and automatically your body prepares for food and lunch, right? So that's how the organism works, and they automatically trigger different things. That's why when you are scared of something, you can feel like your digestive system settles down, and you don't feel any hunger, right? And you just want to run away. So body prepares with all different types of chemicals. These cells regenerate and heal, and it does what it needs to the chemistry, um, so that your body can heal. Like if you have a cut, it knows what to do. But with the stress and all, the body changes its chemistry. And because of the changed chemistry, the interference, the new chemicals, and imbalance, we get sick. So that's why it's important for us not to interfere with our body chemistry by doing meditation, and that takes to a next level. When we let it do its own job, it starts healing the body. So with the elevated emotions, we can even improve our body chemistry. The more we feel the love, more gratitude we feel, the more compassion we feel, intensely in the now, attention, and feeling that energy within ourselves. The neuroplasticity, it's a deeper subject. I'm not 100% a lecture on that, but learn about that neuroplasticity, where we can heal our bodies. So when you feel let's say you put your attention on your ankle, right? And you deeply focus on that area, you can feel that energy or tingling sensation there. So what that means is you are requesting our body part to, hey, what is happening there? And then that body part is sending the signals, right? The neurons starts flowing through the body to the brain. So that is the energy we feel, right? So the neurons are, they carry very small doses of electrons and electricity. So that's why we feel that tingling sound or energy in those areas. So we should start, while doing meditation, start scanning from your toe slowly to the up and up and up, and hands and body and all, and to the head and to the top of the head. So that way, the energy or the electricity slowly flows, and you can feel that energy, and you're activating your body organism, and the organism will work towards making a better body and health, and reduces the prevents any ailments that we're going to go through. And that's outer body, right? So for inner body activation, we have these chakras. So we start deeply focusing our internal chakras, and slowly, moving the chakras upwards and upwards and upwards. Scanning that also, activates our inner organism, and it gives better, healthy organs inside. So by scanning the outer layer and inner layer, we are activating all our organism, and let the chemistry heal our body. Even if we have some ailments, it goes back to healing itself, because body knows what to do when we let it do what it needs to do without interfering with our head. So another subject is manifestation. I think somebody must have covered it. I won't cover it today. um, you know, uh, Reading the books, right? Whatever we learn, we don't believe too many things. But these are some of the books that changed my life, like Power of Now, right? So the person Eckhart Tolle, what he went through and what he realized, everybody can be get through that. But a lot of times, he went through and he hit the rock bottom before he realized, and he got enlightened. So we don't have to wait for that rock bottom. We can start it now by reading books and realizing what they're saying, and learn from them and start from there. Even though our life is short, but during this lifetime, as a normal person I want to experience everything what the universe has to offer, like going traveling, or having nice food, or having nice chat with my kids or my friends. I still want to do that, so I don't have to disconnect. So I want to live my life, but understanding what enlightenment is. So that gives more power to us, to be happy. So, amazing books. Ikigai, the yogi book. I'm trying to understand this. I could not get it yet, but I'm going to read it again. Untethered soul, how we should not attach to anything what we own or we don't own. Right? Conversations with God, how we can find answers within ourselves. Four Agreements, amazing book. Biology of Belief, Becoming Supernatural. Every book is amazing. There are a lot more books, hundreds of books. I did not cover everything, but reading books is something that gives us so much knowledge, and takes us towards that enlightenment. So that's what I wanted to talk. Um, uh, Good. I kept the time, Satya garu. So if you guys have any questions, comments, I'm always learning from everybody else. So no one is a teacher, no one is a student here. We are all, humans, and we learn from each other, and we can talk to each other and say what we know. So any comments, questions?
Beautiful presentation, sir. Very detailed, and nobody covered about the manifestation yet. Either you or like Srinivas sir, like whenever you guys have time, please do cover for the manifestation. People were asking about it, how to practice it, maybe in another session.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But thank you for the presentation. So I'll open for the questions, friends. If you guys have anything, if you have any questions would like to share, please feel free.
Yeah, don't hold back. There is nothing to lose in here, right? If it's not a question, say comment, that's fine. If there is something that you want to teach, you can please go ahead. So thank you, Satya garu.
All right, I think everyone is quiet. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. And yeah, it is very, very useful, wonderful presentation. We would love to have you back with the another session.
Definitely. Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you, thank you. All right, all right. Oh, Lakshmi, you have a question?
Mm. It's okay, ma'am. Maybe I'll post later.
No, no, that's okay. Bose sir is still here, so he can
Oh,
take. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Hello, sir. Yeah, I think so. During your discussion, like you said, right, fear of losing something at the job and the relations. Um, and so actually my question is like being in the present or just doing the things mindful, right? So generally, right, whenever I'm just keep motivated, right, one day that motivation is there. So how to maintain that discipline or consistency on every day? So is it comes with the meditation, how to maintain that discipline?
The discipline probably is
Mm.
slightly different than mindfulness and consciousness, but that also can be, the more meditation you do and you reinforce your disciplinary thoughts, what to do, you can definitely enforce yourself to do that. So it gives an opportunity to reinforce, right? The more meditation you do, more aware of your thoughts, you are more aware of your time. So that gives an opportunity for you to say, hey, I wanted to do this, let me do this, right? So your mind and consciousness controls your body rather than your body and unconsciousness controlling you, right? So the consciousness gives you.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you for the
Thank,
question.
yeah, thank you, Lakshmi. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, both, sir, for your session. Wonderful presentation again. Thank you so much for your time. So now we will move on to the meditation. Oh, would you like to um, announce the Sedona event?
Yes, definitely. So um, Chandra Palmer Sethi, Buddha CEO founder, he comes every year to US and he organizes 4 days meditation retreats. And this year, that meditation retreat is in Sedona from May 26th, right? May 22nd to
May
26th.
22nd to, yeah, 26th.
26th in Sedona. It's a beautiful setting. You don't want to miss that Sedona meditating and forgetting we have a job, forgetting we have a other things to do. So you're 100% there with beautiful people who's nothing but they want to meditate and they want to help everybody else. So it's a great opportunity. I went there a couple of times, and I can't explain, how much energy I get, how much calmness, peace, and happiness that derives. So Satya Garu posted it here. So please register and come. Drive down. Drive is also beautiful if you have the right people. Otherwise, it will be boring. But with friends, it's a beautiful drive. And please come over and join us there. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yes, it is indeed a beautiful retreat. It is during the long weekend also. If possible, yes, please do attend these retreats and make use of it, because do not miss this kind of opportunities. It's very rare, and it's like connecting with a very loving, high vibe people. It's a great community. You will you will meet such a wonderful people. Not only that, it is a great time to connect with yourself, heal yourself, give time to yourself. This is the greatest investment that you can give it to yourself. So please do take this opportunity. And it's in Arizona, Sedona.
Yeah, 100% investment. So, yeah, there are other meditation retreats that can cost $4,000, $5,000. They're also great investment, but this is the something that you can start with. So please join. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. All right, friends, let's move on to the meditation.